Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Rosalie Reads here, and today we're going to be a video I've been looking forward to. We're going to be reading some of my favorite OG Booktok books and seeing what I would rate them now. So most of these books I rated 5 stars. So far I only know 2 of the books that I'm going to be reading for this video. I have not figured out a third book yet, so we might only be reading 2. We might get a third one. I don't know for sure. But I definitely know for sure what 2 books I want to read for this video. And the first one being the wonderful Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. When I first read this book, I was starting high school. So it's been quite a minute since I read it. I reread it back when I was, I think, a junior in high school. So I read it when I started high school, and then I reread it maybe like 2 years later. So this is going to be my 3rd reread for Archer's Voice. My boyfriend, he got me a copy because he knows my books are in storage, and I'm going to have to let the storage go. And Archer's Voice, he got me a new copy of Archer's Voice. I love him so much. You don't understand. You don't understand. I love him. Like, this is like deep obsession with him. Deep. I'm gonna marry this man, okay? If I don't, I'm gonna delete this clip out. But, you know, I want to marry this man, okay? So he bought me Archie's Voice, and I'm so excited to reread it, honestly, because I'm ready to go through the pain again. And also, like, I just love the idea of Archer, the way him and Bree express their emotions. I might annotate it, I might not. Okay? I don't know. But I know I'm going to reread it, and I'm going to love it, because it's Archer Hale. And he's so soft boy. He's literally the OG Booktok boyfriend. Everybody in OG Booktok days loved him, and I've been on TikTok since it was Musical.ly, and then when Booktok was created, I was there. So, like, I'm super excited. Okay? Now, if you don't know what Archer's Voice is about, I'm going to read the summary for it real quick. If you have read it, you know how much everybody loved it back then. Like, it was so good. Archer's Voice, the summary. I wanted to lose myself in the small town of Pelion, Maine, to forget everything I had left behind. The sound of rain, the blood, the coldness of a gun against my skin. For 6 months, each breath has been a reminder that I survived and my dad didn't. I'm almost safe again. But the moment I meet Archer Hale, my entire world tilts on its axis and never rights itself again. Until I trespass into his strange, silent, and isolated world, Archer communicates with no one, yet in his whiskey-colored eyes, something intangible happens between us. There's so much more to him than just his beauty, his presence, or the way his hands communicate with me, on me. But this town is mirrored in secrets and betrayals, and Archer is the most explosive center of it all. It's so much passion and so much hurt, but it's in Archer's silence that we might just find what we need to heal and to live. Now, I'm going to give you a few of the tropes for this one if you haven't read it. It is broody male with a trauma background, okay? To put it lightly, to not give any spoilers. Very traumatic, okay? Also, somewhat kind of grumpy sunshine. He is a mute. He does not speak. So we're communicating in sign language with the main male Archer the entirety of the book. Okay. I love him. I love him. Okay. And he's kind of like a loner. Nobody really talks to him in this town. So that is like the main tropes of this. And they become friends first. So it is kind of friends to lovers, while you're also meeting this guy for like the first time, and like it's slow burn. is slow burn, and I love Archer Hale so much. Okay, I'm gonna quit talking about how much I love Archer Hale, and we're gonna go ahead and start this. And I'm super excited because I know it's gonna hurt me, and I want to be hurt. Okay, I am so ready for this. Okay, you don't understand how ready for this I am I got the book. Okay, since I got it, I'm so ready. All right. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and dive in. I probably won't get very far tonight. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, I'm gonna start because Archer. Okay. Alright guys, so I am not prepped to film by any means, but it's been about a week. I have read through the entirety of Archer's Voice. I finished it early this morning, technically at 1 a.m. So here are my thoughts. This was a 5-star to me, but I think I am going to knock it down to like a 4.5 because I love Archer Hale. Okay, hello, it's Archer Hale. I love the relationship that Archer and Bree have going on. I love the storytelling. I love everything about this book. However, it was a little bit too fast paced. It was more fast paced than I remember it being. So, a lot of things compared to what I remember felt very rushed. That's probably just a me thing because I'm rereading it for the first time. I'm not going through it. I'm not like sitting with it. That's probably on me. But really enjoyed it. I was literally so emotional during this time period that I read it. No idea why. So I was crying with every sweet thing that Archer would say to her. And it was so like, I never used to be so emotional. Like, when I first read this, I was completely fine, but I was like, oh my god, Archer. Like, I understood, but, like, at the same point, like, now I'm so emotional that I literally cry over the stupidest shit. And this was one of them, because of the fact of the matter of Archer does all these sweet things for Bree and rereading through them, going into them with a new mindset, essentially, of being an emotional hoe. Just brought back like a lot of shit. So this, I just love them. I love the relationship. I love that Archer does more than the bare minimum because he wasn't raised to just do the bare minimum. He has no sort of like communication skills, no sort of societal skills in terms of the outside world. He has been confined to his house for as long as he can remember, essentially, because of some stuff that has happened in the past that you won't learn about until later in the book, and so I'm not going to spoil that for you, but I do love the romance. You can definitely feel the romance between Archer and Bree. Like, it's all there. You can feel it. It's like, oh, it's like in the air. Okay. I deeply, desperately want a love like this, where it's just gentle and just quiet, but you have like those outside factors, but you only feel safe like when you're there with the other person. And I don't know. There's the thing as well where it's like, oh, but she needed a man to make her feel healthy, which no, that's not what it was. She just needed Archer to help her get through that because he's been through a similar thing. So they were each other's rocks, leaning on each other to get to where they are today. And understandably, Archer did like all the right things, seeing that he wasn't ready in terms of a relationship and stuff, and then going off on his own. Yeah, so like really, this is like the healthiest a relationship can get, I feel, without taking into terms like Archer having a hard time because of the fact that he's not developed mentally enough because of the fact that he has no societal / communication skills. Yeah. But this was like the blueprint for me when I first read it. So I read this I was just going into high school when I read this, I believe. So this brought back like a lot of memories. Like nostalgically speaking, I just love Archer's Voice so much. And it teaches you so much. Honestly, like if you think about it, like it teaches you so much about being kind to others because you don't know what they've gone through. You don't know their whole story. Be kind. You might get something out of it in a good way. Not like a bad way, but like you might learn something yourself if you're kind to others. I just love this couple so much. Honestly, I had a great time reading this. I read it through the span, I think like a week. So I started on like September 11th, no, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. So like 4 days, okay? Like almost a work week, okay? I read it in huge chunks though. And considering it is a 388-page book, I know like the first sitting I did was like 78 pages, and then after that I did the rest of it in like big chunks. Like second time I got to like page 277, and then after that it was just essentially it was over because I read the last segment on my own after 277. So after that, the book was over. But yeah, really touching story. If you want a book with a mute guy with a past, is kind of like loner, this is for you. Like you want angst, you want love, you want the storytelling that comes with it, this book will be for you. I raved about this book in high school when I read it. Raved to anybody that would listen. Okay, this was number one. Sadly, it is no longer number one right now, but that's because I was at a point when I read this. This was like the best piece of literature ever until I have read as much as I've read at this point. Right now, I'm sitting at like 615 books that I've read since 2021, which is kind of crazy to me that I have taken in that many stories and knowledge in my brain. But at the same point, I'm just like, oh my god, wow. You know? So, yes, I have read better things than this, but at the time when I read this, this was amazing. Like, if you're a beginning reader and you want to read romance, this is the book for you. I would suggest you try it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But a lot of people that I've seen read this have loved it. New reader or reader that has been in the community for years, okay? Because I still love it, and I've held this book years and years ago, okay? I think it withholds time. Like, it's timeless. I feel like you'd still read it, like, years beyond now, and you would have a great time. Here's this. I'm gonna set this down, and we're going to be starting our next book for this video, which is Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. When I first read this book, I was also at the beginning of my reading journey. So don't judge me when I say that I rated this 5 stars, okay? Penelope Douglas's books are kind of hits or miss, okay? This one was a hit with me. So was Credence, because I also read that at the start. Do not judge me at the start of my reading journey, okay? I want to reread this because I want to see how different I think about this than I do today. Now, don't get me wrong. I love a hoe that her boyfriend cheats on her and then she gets with his dad, okay? That, I love pettiness like that, okay? And then when you fall in love with them, that's like the biggest smack in the face ever. I love it, okay? And I love the age gap romance, okay? So I'm ready to read this. This would be my second reread. I have not read this since the first time I read it. So I'm gonna read the synopsis for you, and we'll get into the reading aspect, and hopefully I'll get some clips where I'm actually reading it, because I have, like, literally have not filmed anything when I was reading Archer's voice. It's literally just my thoughts coming out at this point. So, synopsis says, Jordan and her boyfriend have nowhere else to go when her boyfriend's dad, Pike, offers to let them move in with him. Working a dead-end job and with her relationship on the rocks, she reluctantly accepts, expecting to help out around the house in exchange. What she doesn't anticipate is for her heart to race every time Pike pulls into the driveway, or for her cheeks to burn when their eyes meet over the kitchen table. He is kind, listens to her, and protects her in a way no man ever has. Her sister once told her, there are no good men, and if you find one, he's probably unavailable. Only Pike isn't the unavailable one. She is. As the days go by, Pike is finding it anything but simple to have his son's girlfriend living in his house. He can't stop thinking about her and holding his breath every time they cross paths. It feels like she's becoming a part of him, except he knows they're not free to give into this. How could they when he's her boyfriend's father? Okay, I loved this book, okay? So I'm ready to go through this again and see what's different. Because I don't remember, like, I remember some, but I don't remember a lot from this book. I just know that I loved it. I know the general aspect of it, and I remember some things at the end, but not the full thing. So, I'm going to dive into this. And hopefully, this goes well. Because Penelope Douglas is like her own breed, okay? Like, I don't read anything by her anymore unless, like, it sounds like it intrigues me, and honestly there hasn't been a book that intrigued me, and you know, hers are odd, like, odd. With, like, in terms of, like, relationships and stuff, going into that heavy smut thing. Okay, because she has written some things, girl. I've read Credence, I've read Birthday Girl. I don't remember if I've read anything else. But I specifically remember Birthday Girl, Credence. I'll have to look through my backlog and see what I've read. But we're gonna dive. But I've definitely heard some things about some other books she writes. Okay, which no judge to her. Like, honestly, like, I have not heard anything of anything like bad in her books that I think would, like, be like disparaging to, like, her career. So I'm not bashing her. I'm just saying, like, some of the stuff's just not for me anymore. But this was for me when I first read it. Okay, so we're gonna read this one, and then still haven't figured out what third book I'm gonna read yet. But we'll figure it out after I read this one, or during. I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna start reading this, and hopefully we have a good time. Alright, guys, so I, last night, which is why I look a little bit tired, finished Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. I'm reading it a 4.25. That is where I feel most comfortable with the rating. When I first read it, I rated it 5 stars. However, I did enjoy it. Like, I didn't want to put it down, okay? But there's some things that I don't know. Like, I don't know. Just based on my feelings, I had a 5-star feeling when I first read this book. It wasn't that same feeling when I reread it, so which is why I took it down. I did not feel like a 3.75 was accurate because I feel like I liked it better than that. And I was in between like a 4 and a 4.5, so I just settled like at a 4.25. Okay. But I do like this book still. I feel like the way Penelope Douglas portrayed the relationship, it wasn't in like a gross way with the age gap. Like, it was done with morals in mind, I think. Yeah, that's how I'm going to say that because I don't know. Forgive my hand. 3 of my nails fell off yesterday and I haven't had a chance to fix them. Anyway, but I do love, like, this is slow burn. I do love the slow burn in this book. I do like the portrayal of the whole relationship. The banter was fun. Like, the whole scenario was fun. I love a trope where your boyfriend cheats so you get with his dad. Like, I love petty revenge, but then it ends up turning into like something more, which it didn't start as like petty revenge. There was clearly feelings from the start of the book before she even knew that this guy was her boyfriend's dad. Boyfriend at the time, anyway. And basically it was already there. So I'm not sure. Because, like, really, if they didn't have all of these odds stacked against him with the whole familial thing going on with that being her ex-boyfriend's dad, honestly, I still would have liked the book if it was just, like, Pike and Jordan having, like, a relationship and trying to navigate through the age gap. I would have liked that, too. But I just really like Pike Lawson. Still do. Still loves him. Oh. Yeah. Anyways, 4.25. Really liked it. Had a fun time. I did not feel bored throughout the entire book. There was like a few moments where it faltered, but once you got to like I feel like everything had a purpose. You know, like once you realize what it was for, everything had a purpose. So yeah, I really did actually have a fun time reading it. I will not be reading a third book for this video because for the life of me, I can't figure out a third book for this video for whatever reason. I don't know. Nothing feels like it's catching my eye when I look up OG Booktok books. So, there's that. So yeah, that will be the last book in this video. Which honestly, both books were good. I enjoyed rereading them. Like, I had a fun time. But are they still 5 stars? No, because obviously I've read so much since I first read these books. There's better things out there that I've read. And I have a lot more knowledge in terms of tropes, how to do things tastefully, how to navigate throughout the whole reading situation. So, that being said, they were good books. They're just not my favorite favorites anymore. And that's okay because that just means I grew as a person and that's all I need really out of life. So, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully I get this video up today because it's really, really late, like a week late, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And yeah, so I'm going to try to quickly edit this, have it up. And thank you guys for watching. Give me some recommendations for videos because treading lightly, I've deviated from my scheduling that I had set up because, like, obviously I'm using it for like ideas, but like I'm deviating so bad. I don't know. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. This has been chaotic because you have not seen me reading at all. You're just getting the aftermath. And yeah, honestly, I haven't had time to film me reading though. Because I did most of Birthday Girl. Well, not most of it. Like, the last third of the book, I read it audiobook because I was working, and then like the last 60 or so pages I came back at home after I finished working, and I finished it. So, and I didn't get off till late, so I got off at like 12 a.m. And that being said, I just crashed after that. I didn't film it. So, yeah, sorry. Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to say this one last time. Thank you guys for watching. Please put down video ideas if you have any of stuff you would like to see. And hopefully I will get to them. And hopefully I will read some more next week. Yeah. All right. Thank you guys. I love you guys so much. I will see you guys in the next one.